All right. I'm glad you all can make it on. We're gonna try to go back. I know Becky shared a bunch of good stuff from her live event last week. And for the new year, we were jumping in and kind of going back to the basics for everything, starting this year. So we're gonna go back into that. And I do have a short video. I just feel like it doesn't make sense for me to reiterate things when we have videos that we can watch. So it'll get us in the feels, and then we can talk about it. But I want to see, did you guys have any questions about the new year, the deals going on, specific situations of how to help your customers or partners or clients or whatever? Anything that you could use some guidance with?
Yeah, I have a quick one. So I have a girl that is like, she's like, I don't need any like supplements or, anything like that. She goes, all I want is body. And I'm trying to explain to her, like, I understand like what you want. And I'm not saying that you getting a supplement is something you're going to have to get for the entire year. But like, I would rather at least have you get your money's worth while the promo's going on. And so like, because she lives in Canada. So I'm like, and she's like, well, this is how much it equals, because like I don't do the math. I'm like, if y'all want to sit down and do the math yourselves, you go right ahead. You just tell me where you live, I'll send you the share card based on whatever, and then we'll go from there. But she's like, well, and like she's like dead set on it, and I'm like, I'll send you a share card if you really want to, but like I would just feel bad like if I were in her shoes, like, you know what I'm saying? Because like there's sometimes like where people will like come across to you like super salesy, but like she's been talking to me back and forth for like 6 months, and me being like, I'm like, listen, mom to mom, like I want you to get your money's worth out of this.
Yeah, so
So
I
I'm
think
just
Green
trying to
had that
come across
same
like nice, but not like
situation.
completely bitchy.
Yeah. I think in the end, you're going to have to let her decide. But the situation, I think Green had it too. It's like, so right now, our promo through the end of the month is buy 1 year, get one free. So you can get a year of body and get one free. That's $179 a year free, 2 years for $179. Or with our $40 off promo code, you can get a year of body with a year free, a month of drinks, 2 super blocks, and all the total solution stuff. So yes, it's way better value, but if she's not going to budge, I think
So if
you
I would send her just like a share a cart, it will automatically populate with the buy one get one. I don't have to do anything extra unless she's doing the total solution pack, and then I send her the code for the additional $40 off, right?
correct.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything in that department. So if that's the case, I'll just send her the share card.
So the
I thought there was
only,
something specific I had to do.
no, the only
Okay.
different thing is like if someone's coming up for their renewal, it's going to auto renew at 1 year. It's not going to give them the bonus year. So
Right. So
that's
this is just to get them signed up like with the buy 1 year, get 1 year. So basically, but they don't have to, it won't do an auto renewal because they get the second year free. So it's like the third year where it'll auto renew. Am I correct?
yes.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Okay. All right. That's all I needed.
I know it's frustrating because we know it's worth the money, but
I had a girl message me back today. I've been working on her for a while, like not a while. She actually reached out to me and was like, "You still do body, right?" And I was like, "Yep." And she's like, "Well, I want to sign back up and blah 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 blah." And I was telling her about the 179. I was like, "You get a free year, you get a supplement, you get 2 free body blocks, blah 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 blah." And then she like her one of her children was in the hospital with the RSV. So she's like, "Well, I have like unplanned." She's on maternity leave still too. So she's like, "I don't have money coming in," which I was like, understandable. So she messaged me this morning. She's like, "I just went with the 3 months for 85." And I was like, "No, that's not even a good deal." Like, I was like, "Do the math." Like, I mean, I can't do that math, but I just know that's not right. 12 months for 179, 3 months for 85. It's not the same. But she's like, "I know it's not a good deal." And I was like, "It's fine. Let's just get you in my group." Like, oh well, like the done with the energy. I was talking to Becky and Abby earlier about my mindset, and I was saying on my way home from work today how stressed I was about getting on the call tonight because being solo, doing bedtime, getting out here. He's actually in bed. I bribed him, and I'm actually on the call on time and not with an earbud in my ear. So I was like, thank God. But I was like, shift the mindset. It's like, and Becky said the same thing yesterday. She helped somebody sign up as a coach, but under a different coach. And I told her, I'm like, but look at what you did. Like, you provided value to her, and like, you got confident about sharing and like talking about this opportunity with somebody, and they joined. It's unfortunate that it wasn't with you, but you're still helping somebody. And she's like, you're right. And I was like, I wish I could look at things like that too. But it's like the silver lining is like, we're here to help and provide for people, right? It's not about getting a Success Club point. It's not about, yes, it's great to get like extra money each week, but we got to look at the big picture of we're providing a wellness routine for somebody. You are providing some sort of outlet for somebody. So even though Brittany, like, she's not going to join with that, you can just be like, have a year for free and just be done with it and put your energy somewhere else. Because sometimes it's not worth it.
Yep.
Not to
give 'em the-
interrupt, but this is a really quick thing. So, in the mindset portion of body, so there was only certain things like that were loading. So I think it's kind of like a thing where once you get through, like when Petra was a part of the mindset thing, so more videos loaded for me outside of the growth day. Like when you first go into it, it's all like the Brendan is it Brendan Burchard? Oh my gosh, really blanked on his name. Yes, Brendan Burchard. Wow. But I went into the other resources or whatever the case may be. So there's only certain things that were loading. Now I've got this whole nother like additional part of it. So I don't know if you have to like go through certain amount of those, like for what Petra used to do, like with her other people's, or what you have to do. But I'm like on this one set now, and like the videos like 9 to 10 minutes long. They're so good. I just wanted to share that because I've been sitting down every morning, like after I do my gratitude and stuff, and I've been like doing a personal development video and then like digging into business work. And it has been amazing. So I just wanted to share that because more are loading. So I'm hoping I still have more after I'm done with this section.
I don't know. I mean, I can see her like units, but I don't know if there's like more than what I can see. So that's good to know. That's all in the other resources tab, which is awesome.
Yeah. They're not by Petra. They're like other people like she used to do when she was with it. But I thought it was cool because at first I was like, oh great, I'm gonna have to look. I just like being able to go in to the body app and going right to mindset. So I'm not having to like go to my like the audio thing or whatnot, the podcast, and then having to figure out which one I want to listen to. Be like, oh, well, that one's too long right now. So like I just go and click on it, whatever that one is. I just sit there and I listen to it. So I'm like, it's all in one place. So it's super convenient. So yeah, that's all.
Awesome. Yeah, those are awesome, quick, short, and sweet. All right. So we're going back to basics. The other week, we talked about the importance of sharing your story and picking a program and just showing people how this works, how this can serve them, and just the importance and power of the program. That's why Becky posted an Elevate Gym and wanted to know the power of the program stories we had personally. So we're continuing to do that. You're still showing up, sharing your story, sharing how these programs are changing your life and how it can also change their lives. But this next step, and it's day 3 of the 28-day action plan, it really talks about inviting. And it kind of, I felt like it was perfect because Becky talked about the one speaker that said about inviting versus follow-ups versus connections last week. Like she was like, had an aha moment of like the differences. So the video within the 28-day action plan, we're going to watch. It's Melanie Mitro, but she breaks it down perfectly. And then I think it's going to give you all clarity of like 3 different pieces of our business activity tracker, and maybe you are missing one, or maybe you're falling short on one. So let me share my screen. Okay, can you guys see that? Oops, I was trying to expand. Or seeing your head shakes. All right, I can see Brittany's face, so Brittany, if you cannot see or hear this, shake your head no.
Let's talk about invitations. Invitations are the bread and butter of our business. So often we think, oh, I'll just post on social media and share some stories, and my inbox is going to be flooded with interested people that want to know more about our products, that are ready to sign up. But here's the thing, that was not the case for me. I really did have to have conversations with people. I had to become a good listener. I had to ask good questions, and I had to be bold and confident when it was time to ask for the sale. Yes, my social media supported the conversations that I was having, but I did have to get good at talking to other people. And so do you. This is such an important part of building your body business. And I will tell you that maybe even as I'm introducing this section, you're starting to get some butterflies in your stomach because it makes you feel uncomfortable. Well, it did to me too. But now it's one of the favorite things that I do in my business is connecting with people and offering a solution to their problem. So we're going to talk about the stages of an invitation and what is the process and what does it look like. The most important first step is that we need to connect with other people. And in the connection phase, we're not focused on a sale. In the connection phase, the only thing that we're doing is getting out there and talking to people that we feel would be like-minded people, people that have the same core values. So a connection is when you're reaching out and starting a conversation. That can be sending a friend request, following somebody new, liking somebody's content, and even commenting and asking a question. The only thing we're doing here is establishing the beginning of a relationship. It is like walking into a networking event and going around the room and just introducing yourself to random strangers in the room. You are, as you initiate that connection, you're in the back of your mind thinking, do we have anything in common? Do I like this person? Do we have any natural chemistry? Do I want to continue to foster this relationship? And what happens? Some people you meet, they're not going to be your person and you just, part ways. And then other people you're going to naturally find yourself connected to. The conversation is going to go on longer. Maybe you exchange phone numbers or social media handles and you connect later. It's the same thing online as going to an in-person networking event. So what is that connection? I said it's liking, commenting, sending a friend request, just starting a conversation. What isn't a connection is going and following somebody on social media and immediately sending them an invite to their inbox. All right. So we want to make sure that we leave space in between the connection and an invite. So how do we start doing connections? Here is a couple of different examples. And this isn't the only examples of what you can do to build connections. The sky is the limit. So if you think of a different way, please go for it. Some of the things that I have done in the past and that partners on my team do is going into Facebook groups and Facebook groups that interest you and engage with the content, adding value and connecting with the members and sending friend requests. For example, when I was first starting my body business, we had moved into a new house. We had a pantry that had these wire shelves and it was open to the rest of the kitchen. I didn't think it looked very appealing. And so I started to look for home organization groups that could help me create a more visually appealing way to organize our pantry. I found a picture on Pinterest of a pantry that I wanted to kind of copy. And then I took a picture of my own pantry. I went into this home organization group and I asked the people in there, I said, hey, ladies, I need your help. Here is my current pantry. Here's the pantry I want to develop. Can you guys help me pull this together? Because because I am design challenged. The ladies inside of the group started telling me where I could buy the bins, where I could get the labels, how I could organize things more efficiently. And over time, I did organize the pantry. Then I went back into the group and I posted the photo of the pantry when it was done. I also made a post on my social media tagging some of the women inside of the group that had actually helped me, and I had started to make some new friends. And so what I did was I started sending friend requests to everybody that was in the group that I had developed a relationship with. Those women that were inside of the Facebook group also saw my Facebook post. They started commenting, and guess what happened? It eventually, on down the road, led to, hey, tell me more about your wellness journey. Tell me more about what you're doing to feel so good and have so much energy and look so vibrant. So that is an example of a connection using a Facebook group. Another example of a way to build connections is just going onto Facebook and looking for community groups. People in my local area. There was a MOPS Facebook group with all the other moms that were inside of my Mothers of Preschool group. I wasn't connected with them. I really didn't use social media much more than just posting about my kids and anniversaries and birthdays. And so I didn't just go in and connect with people naturally. I was sort of quiet and introverted. But I made myself be more social by finding places that I already had an established connection and really going out and connecting with them online. So I went through the MOPS group, sent friend requests to all the ladies that were in my MOPS group. Then I started engaging with their content. I started liking, I started commenting, I started asking questions. Hey, I see you're at the splash pad. Where is that at? I would love to take my kids there. Or, oh, I saw you went to, a kid's art class. Tell me more about it. I'm always looking for things for my boys to do. For example, other places that I've gone to connect with women, my boys play baseball. Baseball pants, I don't know why, but they're always white and I can never get them clean. I found a baseball moms Facebook group where I went in, showed my white pants and said, how do I get these clean? Now, all of a sudden I had moms that were chiming in, giving me advice. I took their advice, went back and shared the things that I had bought, and also started friend requesting and engaging with those moms' content on social media. Why? We had similar interests. We both had kids that played baseball. It also was a great door opener to ask more about the transformations or the nutrition tips or the recipes that I was sharing on social media. You can do the same thing on Instagram as well. So searching location tags, finding friends of friends. I do nothing other than connection, just making people aware that I am here. Some people follow me back and some don't, and that's okay too. So set your timer for 10 minutes or more, however much time you do have, but I actually want you to do this every single day. Just keep track of how many people you can connect with and maybe aim for 5 to 10 new connections. The more you can do, the better, but it's important that you do this and you track it to make sure that you are consistently filling that pipeline of future people that you're going to invite. Because remember, a connection is not an invitation. The next step is conversations. Conversations is after we make the initial connection. It's when we like, we comment, we follow. Now we can start a conversation. We're going to reach out and ask a question that's not focused on making a sale. This is still not an invite. It's important that we are showing up and just building the relationship. An example of a connection that leads to a conversation is seeing somebody online that just went on their date night with their spouse and you love their dress. And so you send them a private message and you say, I love your dress. Where did you get it from? We have a wedding this weekend and it is perfect. Hit me up with the details. Like, it looks fabulous on you. You are rocking it. Another example is, I saw you just got back from the beach and we're headed to the same spot in October. Can you give me any recommendations for restaurants or things to do in that area? It's our first time going there and we're so excited. Can't wait to hear back from you. That's an example of a conversation that you are starting with absolutely no other goal in mind but to build the relationship. What isn't a conversation? You want to refrain from doing this. I see this happen a lot when I'm mentoring new body partners, and I'm also sure that I have done this in the past as well. Here's an example of what not to do. Hi, Sarah. I saw you went to a wedding this past weekend. Your dress is adorable. Where did you get it? We have a wedding next month, and that would be perfect for me to wear. Are you on your fitness journey? I'd also like to extend an invite to my accountability group. Let me know if you're interested in the details. Have a great day. Bye. So we don't want to rush the conversation. We don't want to say, okay, I need to make a sale, so I'm going to do a conversation and an invite at the same time. That truly is what turns people off. You won't get an answer. People won't respond to that. So we want to make sure that we keep conversations very separate from the next step, which is an invite. An invite is when you personally extend an invitation for someone to join you as a customer or as a partner. An invitation happens when somebody likes or comments on your wellness journey or your business. It's also when you have somebody that you think would make a great customer or partner and you reach out to them. So an invitation is when you actually invite to see if they're interested in learning more about how to create their own health esteem routine or their own business journey. Invites are essential to your business. We can't stay in the connection and conversation phase forever. We always have to be saying to ourselves, when I need to have people in the queue all the time that I'm ready to invite. Every day, you should aim to send 3 to 5 invites to people who have expressed interest or those that you feel would be interested in joining you. The goal of an invitation is to lead to a share cart. All right. And the goal at the end of the month is to enroll a minimum of 3 people and earn what is called Success Club. It's a great business metric to strive for monthly to grow a strong foundation for future opportunities. Now, you don't have to stop at 3 to 5 invites, and you don't have to stop at enrolling 3 people every single month. The bigger your goals, the bigger the numbers that you want to strive for. And only you get to decide what that looks like. Let's talk about what is an actual invite. Let me walk you through an example. Hi, Sarah. I saw that you liked my post about the new workout I'm doing. Did you just like the post, or were you interested in me sending you some more information on my upcoming accountability and support group? Either way, I'd love to hear back from you. Another example is, hi, Jamie. I saw that you have been viewing my stories recently. I've been sharing a lot about my new health routine. Are you on your wellness journey too? If so, I'd love to chat with you more about how I could maybe support and encourage you in your next season of your health esteem routine. Those are example invites. All right, let's talk about what's not an invite. An invite is not going into your stories and posting your transformation and talking about your wellness journey and then saying, do you want more information, and dropping a poll and saying to people, drop a yes or send me more information. That is you just putting it out there. Now you need to take the next step and actually send an invite. An invite is not actually just making a post on social media saying that your accountability group is open for enrollment. An invite is not making a post in a free group about an upcoming paid group. An invite is when you personally reach out and invite somebody to try a product or the service or the business opportunity. All right, how many connections, conversations, and invites should I do each day? Well, that's up to you, and that really is based on your goals. But let me give you a little framework to follow. Let's reverse engineer the goal. Let's say that you want to have 3 customers sign up in this calendar month. And if you want to have 3 customers sign up in the calendar month, the rule of thumb is that 1 out of every 10 people that you invite is going to say yes. Over time, that probability usually gets better because you get better at the conversations, but I want to make sure that you know 10% is the rule of thumb to go by. So if you sit down and say, over the next month, I want to have 3 customers, then I know I need to send 30 invitations, not just 30 initiations, not connections, not conversations, but 30 actual invites. And they do need to be people that you've developed some sort of relationship with. All right. So in order to never run out of people to invite, you need to make it a daily practice. Let's start at least 10 to 20 new connections a week. Let's make sure we have at least 10 conversations that are happening at all points. And then at least 3 to 5 invites are happening each and every day. Obviously, if you want to achieve success faster, you're just going to develop more relationships that lead to more invitations. The final thing that I want to talk to you about today is follow-ups. Follow-ups are so important. Sometimes people really are interested, but they get busy and forget to respond. I can't tell you how many times that I'll be in the middle of cooking and I'll see a message pop up on my phone. I'll go to look at it and then I'll get distracted by the water boiling on the stove, and I'll set my phone down and finish dinner, and I'll just forget to message the person back. And when they follow up with me, it's that reminder, oh yes, I did. I am interested. Send me some more information. There are a lot of times where I'll be driving in the car and I'll check my messages while I'm sitting at a stoplight and think I don't have time to respond now, but I'll do it later. This is what's happening a lot of the times to your prospects, the people you are inviting and having conversations with. So I don't want you to think that just because somebody doesn't respond to your invite or they've seen it and haven't responded means that they're not interested. A no doesn't always mean, or somebody not responding to you doesn't always just mean no. When somebody tells you no, that doesn't mean no, not ever. Sometimes it's just a no, not right now. And we want to make sure that we are in front of people and we're reminding them that we're here through our social media, but also through those personal follow-ups as well. All right, so what does a follow-up look like? Let me give you an example. Hey, Sarah, I know the last week we talked about my accountability group. It's actually getting ready to kick off on Monday. And I have a $20 off coupon code for you, but it expires at the end of the month. And crazy, but the end of the month is just a few days away. I wanted to check back in to see if you were interested in joining the group. Either way, let me know your thoughts. I'm saving you a spot. Hope to hear from you soon. Melanie. That's an easy way to follow up with somebody. I also will do another follow-up the night before I kick off an accountability group. Hey, Sarah, I'm getting ready to kick off my accountability group tomorrow. I just wanted to check back in. If now is not a good time for you, I totally understand, but I know how much you wanted to insert whatever it is they're working towards. I know how much you wanted to get rid of that last 10 pounds before your family goes on vacation this fall. I know that this group can help you accomplish that goal, and I would love the opportunity to work together. Let me know. I can send you the link and get you enrolled. If now's not a good time, I can put you on my list for next month also. Have a great day, Melanie. So notice in my follow-up, you want to include the reason why they said they were interested in the first place. Make it time sensitive. Tell them when your group kicks off, or that you have a deadline or a limited number of spots. That urgency also helps people to make that decision faster. Also notice that I said in this last example, if now's not a good time, let me know if I can put you on the list for next month. I always am striving to get a yes. So getting people on the list for next month allows me to just move them over to next month's invitation list, and I'll go back and re-invite them when I open up the next accountability and support group. Also, if somebody doesn't respond at all to any of those things, the final thing that I will do is I will send somebody a message and I will say, all right, maybe now wasn't the right time, but would you like me to put you on my list? I send out a monthly email that tells people what sales, what promotions, what deals, what groups I'm running. Would you like me to add you to that monthly email list so you can stay in the loop with future opportunities? If somebody says yes, I ask them for their email and add them to my email list. That way, now I have a way to continue to build the relationship through emails in hopes that in the future, the time will be right. Follow-ups are incredibly important. I hope that through this segment, you've really gained some clarity on how to initiate connections, adding some new followers, starting conversations that lead to an invite, and doing follow-ups. So what do we want you to do from here? Schedule time in your day every single week. Make sure you aim to send 3 to 5 invites a day. Schedule time to go through your entire list and do those follow-ups. Track how many invitations, connections, follow-ups that you are doing. And the goal is to always end with a yes, even if the yes is getting their email to follow up with them next month or add them to a monthly email that they're getting. Hope that this section provided some clarity. Now let's move on to the next one.
All right. Was that helpful? I feel like it is back to the basics, but it really was a lot of clarity, and I even had some takeaways from it. So I know we're running over and we were only going to stick to like 30 minutes, but let's drop in the chat if you had a biggest takeaway or any questions, and we can go over them. But I loved how she broke it down, and it was like 10% of your people say yes. So if you're wanting to help 3 people a month, that's, you want to invite 30 people a month to get 3 people to say yes. So are you starting those connections? Are you initiating those conversations so you have those people to invite? I hope that was helpful. Head nods, yes, no. Okay. Awesome. And it doesn't feel icky. Like, that's my favorite part, because like going into the groups, if it's your people, and like she said, you legitimately have a question or like want to connect about something, it doesn't feel icky. And then you just see if they're gonna keep talking to you or following along like with your journey or your stories or commenting on your posts. So it all comes together. And I know Becky's been sharing this a lot, but she's like, I actually like talking to people now and connecting with them, when before she was like, ew, it's so yucky. But now it's, yeah, it just feels natural. So with that, I want you guys to brainstorm sort of, now that we have that differentiation of connections, inviting, follow up, what are you inviting to right now? Are you inviting, you should always have something to invite to. Are you inviting to an accountability group? Are you inviting them to a free workout? Are you inviting partners to the business opportunity? And just having that mindset that there's always something we can offer someone. And I know it gets confusing and muddled because it's like you have your marketing plan, which is what you're showing on social media. But don't forget, when you're in a conversation with someone one-on-one and it comes up, you don't just have to say you have a group and you want to invite them. Like, you could literally just be a human and say, hey, I saw you commented on my post or my story. Like, what are you struggling with? Do you have any goals that you're hoping to reach? Like, have a one-on-one conversation with them. And it doesn't even have to be about like an invite or a group, but it will turn into an invite if you just see what they need. And I love the one-on-one conversations behind the scenes because of that, because it's not like some well-written thing. It's just like, hey, thanks for like following along. Do you struggle with this too? There's your conversation. Well, if you struggle with it too, this has really helped me. If you're interested, I can give you more details. Would you be open to chatting about it? That's your invite. Reading my notes here. The only other thing I wanted to talk about, and you guys can go through the 28-day action plan by yourselves. I'm just doing bits and pieces in order to share with you. And if you don't know where to find that, it's on the Body Partners app. So you should always have something to invite to. And the one thing I've really been dialing into that I've heard on a ton of trainings since this year kicked off is having a start and end date. So give people that little bit of like pressure or like excitement or push to say like, hey, this is open until X date. Are you interested? Like I did that today with talking to some partners, like, hey, I'm doing this mentorship and it's open till Friday, because then I'm going to start shifting my marketing back to accountability groups. So I think giving a deadline gives people that extra push if they're on the edge. Yeah, the FOMO, all that good stuff. And it's a really good way to follow up if you haven't heard from them in like a week or so. It's like, hey, Friday's the last day. Like, are you ready to do this? Do you have any questions for me? So that's another thing I'm really implementing this week. Oh, sorry, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Anyway, if you guys have a few extra minutes, I would love to take a little bit of action from what you heard today. If you want to connect with 2 new people in your niche or your market, whether you go to a Facebook group and just start that conversation, post something in there, ask a question, or if you're going and following new people on Instagram, let's take 2 minutes and just do that connection piece and have it in 2 minutes. You should connect with at least 2 new people based on what you told us in the video. All right, wrap up whoever you are, whatever you're writing or whoever you're reaching out to. All right, so it's that simple. Like, I don't know, that was literally 2 minutes. So if you can put aside like 5 or 10 minutes a day, 5 days a week, or whatever your working days are, and make that a focus, you're always going to then have people to invite to. And like I said, just be a human. And maybe you're going to have to spend some time and find those groups on Facebook that feel like a good fit or identify with you, or those pages on Instagram. So I think that's really important to take some time to do as well and just build that ground. Another action that I challenge you guys to take is go in and 2 people that you haven't followed up with in a while, whether that's 2 weeks and they said they're interested this month or months ago, I challenge you to just follow up with them. What can you invite them to? Is it our Elevate Gym group? Is it just that we have the sale? Invite them. And just, if it doesn't, so find people you want to invite. I have people I follow up with where it doesn't feel right to invite, but I follow up with them and say, hey, Happy New Year. How was your holidays with your family? Or do you have any goals and focuses for the new year? But I'm challenging you to do an actual invite right now. Ready, go. All right. So those are just a few examples of the simple things that we do in this business. And if you can set a timer, take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you have in the day, you're going to make progress. Consistency is going to pay off. And especially if you're doing that distinct like connection versus invite versus follow up, I know you guys are going to do amazing things. So any questions before we wrap up? You guys can keep on working if you're now in the zone. But I'm gonna, any questions? I'll stop recording if there are any. Okay. Thank you guys for calling in. Let me stop recording.